Hey Trekkers, welcome back to the channel. My name is Nate Axness. I'm with Project Trek, and today we are going to be following the Lawless family. They're some of our good friends, and we're traveling with them for a little bit. So I wanted to take you inside and show you their rig, because this is a really nice rig for full timing. And plus, the Lawless family, they're awesome people. So I want you to get to know them. Their YouTube channel is Intentional Adventure. I encourage you to follow along with them as they continue their full timing journey.
Hey guys, we are Ben and Michelle with Intentional Adventure.
And we have been living on the road for 3 years now with our 2 kids. We've been living in this thing and it is awesome. We have a 2018 Forest River Sierra 384 QB-OK and we love it.
It's pretty amazing. We've had very few problems with it. Only major things that cost a lot of money. No, really, it's been pretty simple stuff. We got on the road a little while back mainly because we're running from the law and this is the way to go. Like, they don't even know where you're at. They can't follow you. And we also wanted to free up our lives and enjoy a little bit more intentional memory making. And this is definitely the way to do that.
Right, spend more time with the kids, have more family time. And we've been super impressed with it for the last 3 years.
Oh, and we also wanted to meet other fugitives. That's where Project Trek comes in. Crazy enough, you find people that are like you, and then you get together. So that's how we met them too. We're kind of happy about that. Anyway, come look at our house. We'll show you inside. Okay, let me talk to you about the truck. This is an F350 and we love it. This is what pulls our house. It's not a dually. A lot of people have dualies. We did not want to have that big rear end, not on the truck. And so that's why we got the F350 with the single rear wheel. Also, it's a 6.7 la 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 la. People love that stuff. I have no clue what that means. And every time I pull up to a gas station, somebody always is like, hey man, do you like that 6.7? And I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about. But I do remember researching a lot when we got this, and the rear axle ratio that we got was the one perfect for pulling stuff, where you get the best gas mileage for that. Not as good gas mileage in town, but we're pulling it all the time, so it's the way to go. I want to say it's the 3.73 or somewhere around that range, and it's amazing. So yeah, love this truck. It's also got this camera feature package. I could go for hours on this thing, but basically I love it, and it's not a dually, so that's my favorite thing about it.
Now this is really cool. You may have seen this before, but this is almost, it was new for the 2018 models, I think. It was this kind of overhead cam view, and this thing is just incredible. Look at that. I mean, if he backs up anymore, you will see the kingpin or the nose cap of that fifth wheel. You don't actually have to do that if you don't want to.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. You can kind of see here, and it's got a couple different features. So if you're doing a trailer, you can kind of see the edges. If you want to see the actual hitch, boom.
That is amazing.
Helps you line it up a little bit.
Oh my gosh.
Moving there. It's somewhat helpful. I wouldn't say 100% helpful, but it is definitely helpful, especially when you don't have anybody back there. But my wife's back there usually. She's really great. But this thing is pretty amazing. And then you got this top view so you can see what's around. And then also when you're driving forward, well, that's in the reverse because I'm doing reverse. But like right here, you can see if you are going forward, it gives you a super wide view here, and then one at the center. I always thought if ever somebody was shooting at me, I would duck down, hit that, and I could see the wide view camera. I think it's perfect for that application. But we haven't traveled a lot in those states yet. We're gonna get there.
We are in West Memphis, Arkansas. So.
That is true. That is true. Maybe today's the day. Anyway, camera stuff's pretty cool. I really do like that. And that was definitely, you know what's crazy is the thing that we wanted the most was the cameras, but the thing that we use the most is this little thing over here you can't see. It's the memory seat control. It gives us 3 memorized settings that is actually the most useful feature I think I would ever need on a truck, because Michelle drives and I drive, and you can just press that button and everything, the mirrors, the seat, even the pedals, they all come back to the same height and size that you need. That is absolutely worth it. The cameras are good. That memory seat thing was absolutely imperative.
So Ben, you're not even going to mention that.
You know, it is
that
crazy.
Is just incredible.
You know, I did not want a sunroof, and for the main reason that, for one, I don't ever look up. But you know what? When you're pulling this thing, you do end up using it a lot, especially when you pull into a campground, because you need to see if that branch is going to take off your air conditioner.
I didn't even think of that.
It's crazy. So I always say, like, hey, I'm going to kick this open. Michelle's job is to look up, make sure we're not hitting any trees. I look out here. So it's amazing in that sense. But, you know, it's a lot of electronics. It's got this thing that closes. I'll show you. It kind of rolls back. Hold on. There we go. And so anyway, there were so many parts and pieces, and I was like, I don't know if I want this, because it could, that's a lot of things to go wrong. But I'm really glad we got it, because that thing is massive, man. You can see like everything up there. It is a good feature. It does not beat the memory though. Memory thing, 100% top of the list.
And that's important for you guys, especially because I know Michelle drives quite a bit.
Yep, she probably drives 60% of the time, which works out great, because then I can work while we're driving.
Yeah.
And so yeah, when we switch, it's literally like put it in park, jump out, press 1, press 2, press 3, whatever. Everything just goes back and you get in. And you don't think about how important that is, but if you start driving and your mirrors aren't right, that can really make a big difference. Or if your back is off or the pedals are too far. And there's a lot of adjustments on this thing, which is awesome. But having that recall button, super amazing. Oh, you're right. Okay. All right, so let me tell you something that's pretty cool. We got a short bed truck, which means it's a 6.5 instead of an 8.5 bed, and that makes a big difference in being able to park in town, parallel park, or pull into a library, back in at Publix. Those things are really helpful with the short bed. But because of that, when you turn with an RV, if I didn't have this particular hitch, it would run into the side of my truck. And so you can only turn so far. I want to say it's like something degrees, whatever that is. So we have a slider hitch. So this one is amazing. It's a pull right super glide hitch. So whenever you turn, it slides back and gives you that extra room you need so it doesn't hit the cab. And there's no electronics in this. It's fully mechanical. Literally just gears help it slide, and then when you turn back straight, it pulls it right back, so you don't have to get out and adjust anything. Now, it's made of steel, made in America, so it weighs like 350 pounds. So it's not something you're gonna lift out really easy, unlike those nice Reese hitches and stuff. Like, this is definitely one of those. It's staying in there. But for a short bed, it's the way to go, because then we don't have to drive a dually, and we did not want to drive a dually. That's the theme here. I did not want to drive a dually. Okay, let me show you the outdoor kitchen, or what we like to call the outdoor storage space. This used to be like a kitchen thing, but I'm gonna be honest, there's a lot of bugs where we travel, and so cooking outside has never been a cool thing for me. So we took out the refrigerator that was here and replaced it with storage. We got backpacks here and toilet paper. You don't wanna run out of that. Then I keep my grill and a bunch of stuff, and these cabinets are organized with different things, paper supplies, as you can see, all labeled here, probably easy enough. This is really just for looks, and I use it for a timer every now and then, but I don't think I've ever used it for the actual microwave thing. So one day I will probably get rid of that. But a lot of people love the outdoor kitchen, so if you do, this is it. And there's a grill that comes around that you can use if you are so inclined to use that grill. But it's pretty chintzy, so I did not use that grill. But anyway, this is the outdoor kitchen. It also has a sink here. So if you love that, it's perfect to wash your hands, and if not, you want to turn the water off to it, otherwise it'll just pour when something moves on it and it turns on accidentally. Tip for you.
So I've noticed that a lot of full-time families they've got these outdoor kitchens. Some of them use them religiously. Some of them gut them and put in things like storage, or even I've seen people put in the all-in-one washer-dryer units in these. So it seems like that's a common theme where people just don't really end up using the outdoor kitchen. It's fun when you're a weekender, but when you're full-timing, it's just nice to cook inside your kitchen.
Yes.
Yeah. And I noticed you have the Blackstone.
Yeah.
You like that?
Well, let me just tell you, Blackstone is heavy. And when you're living in this RV world, weight is a commodity. You have to be careful about what you put in, and you have to, if you put something in, you got to take something out. So Michelle and I went through and got rid of 30 pounds of clothes so we could add this 20-pound grill, and it was absolutely worth it. And let me just tell you, the cool part about it is it gets really hot. The normal RV stove, you're dealing with propane, and it will only get so hot. So having this steel top allows it to really heat up, and you can then crisp up veggies and stuff. We eat a lot of veggies, so it works out. So yeah, highly recommend that. And you can store it in your outdoor kitchen. Okay, let me tell you about our basement, as we call it. This is a really great space. They designed this well. It goes all the way through. It's really large. You also keep your spare tire in here. And we have all kinds of random things, and we try to keep them organized in these boxes. And we pretty much have to go through this once every other month, or sometimes once a month, because the kids collect stuff. And we go from one place to the next, and then we find more stuff, and eventually we have to purge this and start over. But for now, it's somewhat okay, or we've reached an okay point. Okay, a couple of cool things about this is it's got lights already built in. It's got outlets, so you can actually install a TV, or you can put a TV on a table and run the cable, because it's all set up for that. Because it goes all the way through, you can put long things. So we have fishing poles up here and car wash brush, and essentially we kind of built these little seatbelt things that clip so that we can have one side here, the other side clipped up, and they hang up top without any sort of PVC pipes or anything like that. So that's what we love about the basement. Okay, this is the space that they reserved for a generator. Yeah, we don't have one of those, thankfully, so we put everything else in here. So this is where we keep our chairs and our rug and our spare power cord. And when we close this whole thing up, we throw the power cord in here too. So if you had a generator, this is where it would go, but it's not really set up to run a generator in here. You would definitely die. So you need like an exhaust thing, or you take it out. So it's just storage for when you're driving down the road, not to run it while you're in there. So remember that. Okay, this is the propane compartment. It has two 30-pound tanks, and they're connected to the same pipe, so you can switch them one for the other. And it's reinforced with metal so that if something were to happen, at least the theory is it would not burn the entire place down. So it was a good thought either way. Hope I never have to experience it. Okay, this is where our batteries are, and our inverter. And then here are the controls for our hydraulic lifts and our leveling system.
Now, Ben, is that the 6-point leveling system?
It is 6 very nice points.
What do you think of that?
Well, it's all I've ever had, but it's pretty amazing. You press the button and it does its thing. On the rare occasion, it will get out of sync where it's like too high or too low and you have to manually do it, but in general, it does a perfect job. You just press that auto level button right there, and boom, it does its thing. Very happy with it.
So when we were looking for our new rig, I kept telling Christian, I just want the front electric landing gear. I don't want the automatic system because it's just another thing that could go wrong. But now that we have a 4-point leveling system, it is incredible. It makes it so easy to park. I used to have to get out the construction level and everything, and now it's just you park, you hit the button, and you're done.
That is true.
It is amazing. I highly recommend it.
This is where we have the water controls, and you have a built-in filter. Whoa, that'll catch you off guard too. Watch that. Okay, we got a built-in filter here, and then we added an additional filter because the water was just pretty bad several places, and this really works well. And we only have to replace the filters once every 6 months for the most part. And every now and then we'll get into a place like Flint, Michigan, where the water's really bad, and then we'll replace it pretty much when we leave there. But it's nice to have the 2 filters, and it fits in the compartment very easily. So, love that. Inside here, this is again that same pass-through compartment. It's very large. So I have one box that I keep all the pipes and the sewage stuff, and then, you know, some toolboxes here, and then a random thing full of other stuff. But this is definitely all the parts and pieces, like anything that I need, tools-wise, whatever, I can keep it right here. And then we have a couple other boxes with lids that we put back in there, and those are the ones that, it's the stuff that we think we'll need, and then in a year we're going to look through it and get rid of it, but we're not ready to get rid of it. We have to carry it around for a year. It's like a rite of passage. So that's the plan. So it's about time to go through those boxes again and eliminate those things. But it's very big and you can store a lot of stuff. So we're super happy with this.
I did notice that this is just a massive pass-through,
Yeah.
especially compared to mine. I think mine maybe just comes from here to about right there. So that is really deep.
Yeah, no, it's this is a really great compartment, and I'm glad if we didn't have this, I'm not sure where we would put most of our stuff. So this is a really great spot.
Ben, do you know off the top of your head what the total cargo capacity is of this rig?
That's a good question. In weight?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna say we could add maybe, I think from the beginning you could add about 1,500 pounds. But that's not including the couches and refrigerator. So I think when we got in here, we could add maybe around 1,000, if not 900 pounds, which disappears really, really quick. So we upgraded our tires, which gave us a little bit more room. But I will tell you, they give you more storage space than they do weight allowance. So you have to really keep your eye on that.
Okay, it's my turn. Let's look inside. Okay, here we are in the living room, kitchen, dining room, office space. It's all right here together, but we have lots of room. This couch here actually makes out into a queen size bed that is fairly comfortable. So when we have guests that come from out of town, my parents come and visit, and they sleep on this, and it's really comfortable. We do have another couch over here that is a recliner seats, and let me tell you that those seats are the coveted spots in this place, because you can sit back, relax, and watch the TV. So it works out really well. Yeah, I'm telling you, we have so much storage in this place. And like Ben mentioned earlier outside, we actually have so much storage space, but not really a lot of weight allotment. So we have to be very careful not to fill up all these cabinets. But plenty of room for all your dishes and things, and a good sized pantry here. What I love about this pantry is the drawers, so we can organize our things and pull the drawers out. Ben likes to label everything, so as you can see, we have labels on all of our spices, so makes it fun. Okay, in the kitchen we did add a couple of things, but one was this magnet here for the knives. And as you can see, our counter space is limited, so we didn't want the knives sitting on the counter, so we put them up here, and it's super handy to just grab a knife and use those as we're preparing dinner. Over here, the counter space is kind of small, so we just leave one of these inserts over the sink all the time so that we can have this extra counter space while we're working on dinner. Speaking of which, this refrigerator, being a residential size fridge, was a must-have for us. This is part of the reason why we bought this rig, is because we needed this space. We are plant-based eaters, so we have lots of fresh fruits and vegetables, and having this extra large fridge is really handy.
So I am especially thankful for that large residential fridge, because our fridge has been on the fritz for a couple days and they have been feeding us nonstop. So I am very appreciative. I as well am very appreciative of that fridge.
Okay, this spot in our house is the coveted spot because this is where this heater is. And it does look pretty, but it actually is an electric heater that gives off a lot of heat. So it doesn't use any propane, but it keeps this room really cozy. And as you can see, today is a cool day outside, so this spot right here is really nice. So you can just stand here and keep warm. There may have been a few arguments over this spot in the past, and I'm sure there'll be some in the future. But we have been in this place for 3 years now, and we decided we were done with the brown. It's beautiful, but we needed a change. So we just recently repainted all the cabinets in this room, and we love it. It's definitely bold, it's definitely crazy, but it fits our personality really well. So don't be afraid to get your paint on. It does take a little bit of finesse and a little bit of patience, but the end result is really cool. Okay, office space. This is really important for us because Ben needed a designated space that he could set up his workstation. So we decided to go ahead and just give him this table. So at one point he was doing a table in the kids' room and he would sit on the couch, but it was really uncomfortable. So we decided to have him come out here, and it does take up our our family table, but we'll bring out the other fold out table, which I'll show you in a minute. We bring that out here if we need to all sit together, and it actually just works out better because he can keep this set up, and that way he's not waking up the kids when he gets up in the morning before them to start work. So for what we do for the kids for school is we come in their room and we have our table set up in here, and we bought them some stools to sit on, so they have a designated spot right here in their room for schoolwork and also games and that sort of thing. This room is great because it has a double slide, and that is one of our favorite things about this kids' bunk room is we have all of this floor space, so much room in here, and again, a lot of storage, almost too much storage. Okay, let's mention fire safety. So the kids do know how to get out of their beds. They actually have a half bath in their bedroom with a door to outside. So if they need to get out in an emergency, that's the best route. Also, they know how to get out to the windows in their bunk room. But we have taught them also about how to use the small fire extinguisher in case it's just a small fire that they need to do. So we have this in their room. We also have we installed on our own a smoke detector and the gas, which gas is it?
Carbon monoxide?
Carbon monoxide detector. So that they have all those things in this room. So those don't come standard. So you need to add those to the room for your kids so they can be safe. Okay, kids' bathroom. Right here, it is a half bath with the door to outside. And this space is great because I did not really want to share a bathroom with my two kids. So them having their own toilet is really great. Okay, so here's the master bathroom. This is the one with the shower, and it is a really good sized shower. Fortunately, it's not super tiny because we like to all take showers. The kids turn this into a bathtub somehow. So they put a little stopper or a washcloth and let there be about this much water in the bottom, and they get a kick out of it. So they can still have a little bath in here. But we actually added some hooks up to the top. They won't stick to this stuff. The command strips won't stick to this, but they do the wall up there so we can hang up all of our stuff. This is also a good place to hang up bathing suits after we go swimming so they can dry. Okay, let's go up to the master bedroom. So this room has a queen size bed, a little dresser, but a really big closet. So that's what we love, is this big closet is the entire front of the RV. So we have lots of space in here and some shelves in the back. I am a shoe person and I love shoes, and I got to bring along with me all the shoes I wanted. I can fit all of them right here on these shelves. So highlight, this closet is awesome. It does have a space on the other side for a washer dryer hookup, but we decided to not get that for a few reasons. One, because it would take up a lot of space. It's also heavy, and we didn't want to use up that weight allotment. We talked about that earlier. Also, this is Ben's side of the closet. So his clothes go here, and if we had the washer and dryer, I would have to get rid of some of my clothes. So at this point, this is working out really good for us.
All right, Ben, what are those? What are those up there? Are those ties?
He's got ties. He has 2 suits. I don't know why we're traveling with 2 suits.
Good for you, man. Good for you.
I love my ties and my suits. Heck yeah. Oh yeah, I love that. Listen, being in an RV doesn't mean you can't dress up. In fact,
is true.
You probably need to, just so people don't think that you need money.
Okay, you're not allowed to hang around my wife at all because she will make me carry around nice clothes.
I'll let you borrow a tie if you need any. I've got a couple.
Can you teach me how to tie it?
Yes.
All right.
Yes, we do love to dress up. We like to look nice when we go out to eat. So I still have a bunch of heels. I have a bunch of cute clothes, dresses, all the fun stuff. And I kept a lot of my jewelry. I put some hooks right here so I could hang all my necklaces, and I have a fancy thing for my earrings. So I didn't have to give up any of that stuff. So I still get to look cute. We still get to have fun and enjoy this lifestyle.
So speaking of going out, getting dressed and going out to eat, these guys are my favorite family to go eat with because we're both, well, they're the only family we can go eat with because we're all plant-based here, but they love good food.
Oh yeah.
There are just some people who don't appreciate good food, and that's fine, but I think we can all agree in this space right now, we all appreciate really good food.
Yes. All right, well, that sums up our house tour.
Hey, thanks for joining us here, and we hope that you're inspired to consider your own little RV travel life. You can check us out on intentionaladventure.com or Intentional Adventure on all the random social media things, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and we'll see you on the road.